Artificial intelligence has become an integral part of our lives, seamlessly integrating into our day-to-day operations. Hi, my name is Mangesh Pise, and as an enterprise architect, I specialize in helping businesses achieve their goals using the right technology in the right places. In today's video, we will be leveraging the incredible advancements in generative AI models like GPT and discover the vast range of use cases they can serve. I want to walk you through a concept which I call GPTkm, short for GPT Knowledge Management. With the architecture I will walk you through in this video, combined with prompt engineering, you can use existing knowledge without the need to train a GPT model from scratch to generate cognitive responses. Or simply curious about the potential of generative AI, this video is for you. So let's dive in and unlock the power of AI-assisted communication and knowledge retrieval with GPTkm. Now, before we get into the detailed technical architecture of GPTkm, I want to walk you through a quick demonstration of this utility. For this example, we have vectorized some key pages from Ready.gov. Ready.gov is a national public service campaign that aims to educate American population to help them prepare for and respond to emergencies. In this demonstration, as an end user, I will ask for help with finding shelters in case a disaster strikes in my areas. If I ask this question on ChatGPT, I might get a generic response like this. There is nothing wrong with this response. In fact, it is elaborate, but it is too generic. And I would still want to go to Google or Reddit.gov and look up information myself from the entire website, which might be time consuming. Let's try this out with GPTkm. On the command prompt, I'm going to call the utility GPTkm with the switch -q. And in this switch, I'm going to provide my question. I'm currently in a disaster-prone area. Where can I find shelter? So what has happened is GPTkm has created a prompt for me and it's ready to be pasted in, let's say, ChatGPT. But before we do that, let's take a look what the prompt looks like generated by GPTkm. We use some specific prompt engineering techniques that give specific roles to the GPT, followed by expectations on what it must do and what it must not do. Then we help GPT learn new knowledge based on the information we retrieved from the vector database using our question. As you can see, searching from a vector database helps us supply quality information to GPT, which will help it generate more relevant and direct information. Lastly, we instruct GPT to answer our specific question from the user and provide its sources. Let's go ahead and paste this also into ChatGPT. As you can see, the response with an appropriate prompt along with contextual information is more prescriptive. In this second demonstration, we will have GPTkm generate a prompt that will help us write a letter to the company's shareholders based on their latest financial data. We will provide the latest financial data in the form of an API endpoint. Now let's generate a proper prompt with the help of GPTkm and using an API from polygon.io. In fact, let me show you what the API endpoint looks like. The financial results information is for Microsoft for financial year 2022. Now let's go ahead into the terminal and call GPTkm utility with the -q switch. In this case, our question is write a short letter to your shareholders explaining the highlights from the latest financial report. But hold on, let's also pass the API endpoint from which that latest financial report details will be obtained. The prompt is now copied into our clipboard. So when we go ahead back in GPT and enter our prompt, GPT should be able to generate our shareholders letter. Let's give a couple of moments to generate this response. What do you think of this response? The response not only has data, but with appropriate prompting technique, GPT was also able to make some analytical statements in this letter. So if this still excites you and you are still with me, I'm assuming you're ready to understand the architecture behind GPTkm. So let's get on with it. On a very high level, there are three building blocks GPTkm is comprised of. First is the knowledge vectorizer engine. In this block, we manage reading from data sources such as web pages or PDFs and store them as vectors. We can leverage any vector database to store the vectors. We also make sure to store the source of the data so we can potentially use that in our prompts. Then we have the prompt generator engine. This is where the user question is converted into a GPT prompt. This building block is crucial because it performs retrieval of the contextual information from either the vector database or from a response to an API endpoint. It also enriches the GPT prompt by using prompting techniques that add personality, guardrails, style of response, etc. The last building block is the future vision from current state of GPTkm and will serve as the primary interface or facade for working with GPTkm. In the current state, GPTkm creates a prompt and saves it in the clipboard to be pasted in ChatGPT-like UI. In the future state, GPTkm will integrate directly with the hosted GPT model using this building block. Overall, this architecture can be used as a reference architecture for your own generative AI application use cases or to serve as a plug-and-play middleware in your applications. Either ways, the main purpose of this concept is to recognize that while GPT is great at generating responses and completing conversations, it must be equipped with relevant knowledge and/or access to real-world via real-time APIs. While doing so, I urge that you don't lose sight over generating appropriate prompts and give enough importance to prompt engineering as well. With that, I'd like to end this with some key takeaways for you. GPTkm or GPT Knowledge Management can be a concept that can harness the power of GPT models to enable effective and efficient communications with AI systems. By understanding the abilities and limitations of GPT and utilizing well-designed prompts, GPTkm can enhance the effectiveness and relevance of AI-driven interactions, paving the way for more advanced and efficient applications of generative AI in various domains. With that, I thank you for watching this video and exploring the possibilities of GPT with me. I hope you found the information and demonstrations insightful and inspiring. I believe that AI, when used responsibly and creatively, can bring about significant advancements in various fields. If you have any further questions, ideas, or simply want to connect, please feel free to reach out to me on LinkedIn.